Alright, here we are doing the Impossible Germany licks, starting with Nils's solo. Any one of these standalone, except for when he goes, is pretty doable on our instrument. I kind of would recommend an approach of assuming it's not going to be that difficult coming into it. Yeah, so the first little thing we see is a 10 with an H in between it to 12 on the second string. That means I'm playing those two notes, but by means of a hammer-on, which means by definition I'm just picking the string once, or it wouldn't be a hammer-on. I can't go like that. Would be just hitting two regular musical notes. That's what a hammer-on is. Cool. So that has us with our ring finger at the 12th fret, where we've got a big old landmark. Then he advances, so his first finger is at the 12th fret. And he does a pull-off from a 15th fret, so that's going to feel like reach position. So let's just go like that. We had our, and there he goes. And it's, so there's, and then a drag back, which is just sliding. And as long as they're all decisive movements, it'll work. Like I was saying during the lesson, if your pull-off's hard sounding, it's probably that your first finger wasn't pushing down in time. Like trying to go like that, when in fact what it is you've got two fingers on the string, and then you just take one of them off. So it doesn't take much, or whatever. So there we are. So there we have a kind of a big slide between the dots. Cool. So there was that beat, and he actually does a weird thing. So yeah, we'll go hammer on, open, 10, 9. You could use any fingers for this. I'm just doing that because we were here. You could go, because he doesn't do anything right after it that's similar. So there we are doing a hammer on from open to, but it's like a split second. So there's it so far. And then it starts with the exact same. And we get pull off there, and then we go. Yeah, so the same exact place we pulled off from, we slide. And during the lesson, you were like backwards, forwards. We assume that would mean I'm gonna slide from the 15th fret to the 17th fret. That means I'm gonna slide from the 15th fret to the 17th fret, versus sliding from the 17th fret to the 15th fret, which would read 17 doohickey 15. So again, it's just like this note followed by this note by means of sliding. And nomenclature-wise, there's nothing written for slide. There's H and P for hammer on and pull off. The nothings are slide, and that's all of the standard tab nomenclature: hammer on, pull off, and then if there's nothing in there, it's a slide. Okay. Cool. So there's that section. I'd definitely work on up to there. And we have our, which I wouldn't ride yourself too hard on. You could even skip it. And then our next thing we have to spread out a little bit. We're going to have to go 14th fret, 12th fret, 10th fret. So that's pretty big spread out like that. So just get your finger hand in position to do that. And it's going to be pick. So there's 3 total notes. It's a pull off between notes 2 and 3. And then, so yeah, that's our middle finger. So yeah, again, as long as it's decisive movements should happen. If it's deadening, it might be that part of your hand's accidentally touching it, or that you're putting the pick on the string by accident. But yeah, just you could isolate and just go, because we didn't do a hammer on into that or anything. It was just stuff on a different string, and then so you by no means have to go to be able to go. Cool, fun. So that's a bend and relax, and that's what this BR under it means. Without familiarity with the material, or knowing what I'm talking about, having a video, that wouldn't mean anything. But yeah, bend, relax, bend, relax. And you've heard this a bunch of times. Then he does a similar thing back where our was, where he's like, exact same thing. Section. And then we get some nice normal 4-finger playing. Just put all 4 fingers index finger at the 9th fret, pinky at the 12th fret on the 4th string, which is the 6th, 5th, 4th string down from the ground. Not 1, 2, 3, the 6, 5, 4. And it's gonna just be like all stuff here with normal shit happening. So it's like if I didn't do any nuance. But then the only difference is the first 2 notes are a pull off. And don't have a brain fart that we do. This is just I'm playing this note and this note by means of a pull off. And then just note, note, note. Normal shit. And then so that's my first finger. Slides are going to be 2 frets unless there's some reason to assume otherwise. So yeah, that's the next phrase starts with my first finger sliding on the 2nd string like that. And we get this, yeah. Right. That was it. It's a pull off. Boom, boom. And that should feel, and this is like some pretty doable stuff right there. Section. And we get our, so yeah, and that's the solo. That's what portion of the solo we went over at where we're like 6:30 in your video. We get to our, so, and then we get the, so it sounds to me like it goes. Then wherever the right. That's where we got to. So rather. And then there was the and that was our solo. We had the part we were just going over. There it is.